Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Ratio Man back at it with another banger. And today, we got a little bit of a different style video. So as you may know, Mario RPG came out yesterday at the time of this recording, the remake. And I thought I would just do like a video kind of comparing the remake, the box art, to the original and to the English version that we got back in 1996. Now, I've already played the original. I beat the remake last night. That's how good it was. And yeah, I think what I'm gonna do for this video, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna compare like the box arts and stuff, and then I'm gonna kind of give my thoughts on the remake as a whole, because obviously I really like the original. I thought it was a great game. Some parts weren't that great, but overall I thought it was a really enjoyable experience, and I think the remake did the same thing. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so starting off, we have the original Japanese version, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, blank 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 RPG. We take a look at the back. We got Exor there. We got the Booster Hill, the beginning battle, and looks like we got a Geno doing his thing. Doing just a little bit of a Geno blast or Geno beam. So yeah, so we're gonna open this, see what's on the inside, and compare and contrast. Okay, so opening it up, the plastic tray, we have the manual, the Japanese one. Now, I know the Japanese version of the remake had a manual similar to this. I'll put a picture right there. So, yeah, if we just flip through it, we get to see some art. There's the only time you see Luigi in the entirety of the Mario RPG game. So, we get like renders of some of the items, you know, party members. I wish I knew Japanese because I'd like to read this. Is that more Luigi? Wow. I thought it was on that one page. No. But yeah, and then if we take a look at the English manual, it's a little bit different. Colors different, not as many 3D renders. It's a nice little picture of the map. Now I will, this English box right here, it's a reproduction. I'm not gonna pay like $200 for cardboard for the original, but yeah, and we got the game itself. Very basic, the generic white background, which I still don't know how I feel about that, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, there's the cartridge on the inside. Got this little Mario thing. What else do we get? Just some paperwork. But yeah, pretty interesting opening this up, kind of like a time capsule. And I was able to get this for a good price too. It was only like $40, which for a complete box Famicom game, that's really good. So now that we looked at that, let's compare it to the remake, Super Mario RPG. Now, one thing I wasn't sure how I felt about this version, or the remake, which is something I'm going to get into later in the video, is I feel like with this one, they tried too hard to keep it closer to the Japanese version rather than the English version. So for Japanese players, that's great, but for us Americans, we would have preferred something a little bit closer to the original, but still good. So, got the back. Now, one thing I was really disappointed by is on the inside, it's just the map. What I was hoping for is it would be like reversible art, like a modernized version of this, but I guess that's just too much to ask for. So yeah, we get the world map, you know, we got Bowser's Keep, go all the way, Nimbus Land. And then one of the things that's really interesting, the cartridge, you're just like, can I get it to focus? Oh, he's all alone, but actually, it's paying homage to the original. I mean, you know, the original 3D rendered artwork, I think it's great, but I don't know, there's just something about this box art that I just love, you know, like the background, Exor, the models, it's great. Where's the, because this is one of my all-time favorite box arts. But yeah, this is the comparison. So now with that over, I think what I'm gonna do is just get into some of my thoughts about the remake, about the original too, and have some gameplay footage. So yeah. Okay, so first and foremost about the game, I don't know if this is like a hot take or not. Maybe other people agree with me, but I thought the original was better purely because I feel the original, it just has such a charm to it. Like the art style, the humor, the wittiness, the mechanics, it really is just a product of its time. But not to discredit the remake or anything. It was really good. It was a very enjoyable experience. You know, it's good old Mario RPG. It's really cool to see those pre-rendered graphics back in the day now as 3D models as they were truly meant to be. And I think that it's an enjoyable experience for anybody who wants to play it, you know? A lot of fun. However, it's not without its flaws. One thing, this might be little, but one thing that I wasn't the biggest fan of is how they changed some of the names. Now, I'm sure they changed a handful, but the first one that really caught my eye was they changed Mac. His name in the original was Mac because that's like old-fashioned terms for a knife. They changed his name to Clay Morton, so like, I mean, cool, I guess, but I don't know, just keep it as Mac. And then one of the most iconic bosses, Yuridovich, because all of Smithy's army is named after weapons, and a Yari is a Japanese spear. They changed it to Spiridovich, which that just doesn't really sound as good, doesn't really sound as cool. But other than that, they added a lot of good quality of life features. I think swapping party members mid-battle is a little bit broken. But overall, the game's difficulty, it is on the easier side. It is a Mario RPG game, so that's to be expected. However, I mean, it's still a good challenge. And yeah, I'm gonna be getting into spoiler territory, so I'll let you know the timestamp to skip to avoid spoilers. So one thing that I thought was really, really cool, which I know a lot of other people will think, is Culex. Now, in the original Japanese version, it's the running joke that he's 2D while Mario and everyone else is 3D. So when you first fight him in Monstro Town, he's still 2D, and he jokes about that. Because that joke isn't in the American version. It was only in the Japanese version. So I'm glad that they kept that in. And then you get to rematch not all the bosses. There's 6 bosses. I think it's Bellome, Johnny Jones, Booster, Bunt, Jinx, and Punchinello. And I'm not even gonna get into Punchinello. That all of the rematches, they're not that hard except Punchinello. That one's just so hard for no reason. But then after you beat all of them, you go back to Monstro Town, and you get to see 3D Culex, and it is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I've still yet to beat him. That's how hard he is. They made him super hard. He has 9,999 HP, which is more than Smithy. And I think they just did a great job with his model. They just did a great job with the whole game, you know? I mean, there's obviously little things, like I wish they just called Peach Toadstool like they did in the original, but it's not a deal breaker. But overall, it was a really good game. I kind of, looking back, I kind of wish I didn't beat it all in one day, but you know, it was a good game. I think in terms of like, if I was gonna do a future playthrough, I would like to just play the original. I mean, I'd play both, because obviously, like, the new one has a lot of quality of life features, like being able to heal on the map, and just, like, adding, like, modern features, which is really good. But, yeah, I think they're both great games. I think anybody who's a fan of RPGs would get a lot of enjoyment out of it, so, yeah. I think that's enough yapping for me. Go play Mario RPG. It's a great game. And, yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. So, Ratio Man, out.